Hey folks, this is kind of a follow-up to my latest video where I made a military style sticker for Operation Midnight Hammer. And I just wanted to show you what military patches look like. They're not always very detailed. They're a little cartoonish because it's kind of hard to sew detail into a patch. But this is my jacket from when I was in the military. This is kind of a souvenir jacket. I mean, this is the jacket that the aircrew members wore, especially for the ones that flew the P-3 aircraft, this is from my first squadron, the Screaming Eagles, VP-1, Patrol Squadron 1. So this is the type of airplane that we flew, the P-3 Orion. That's the submarine hunters. So that was my first squadron. Over here, this was my last command, the aircraft carrier, the USS Nimitz. We were stationed in San Diego, and when I went to that job, they retrained me. Instead of working on the P3s, I worked on the EA6, the EA6B Prowlers, working on the jamming pods. Let's see what else on the back. So on the back, this was my first duty station, NAS Barbers Point, Hawaii Naval Air Station. So we had the P3s, we had the C-130s, the H-3s, and the A-4s. And so I worked on the electronics for all of those airplanes. So when the electronics would break, they would pull the box out of the airplane and then they would send it to us to fix. So this is from the school that I went to. This was like a 6-month school where they taught us electronics. And let's see what else. Oh, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and some of the deployments that I did with the VP Squadron. This is Adak, Alaska. This is one of the islands in the Aleutian Island chain in Alaska. Very cold up there. Well, so this is the school that I went to when they retrained me from working on the P3s to working on the EA6Bs. This was another deployment that I did with the VP Squadron, Naval Air Facility, Misawa, Japan. So I did 6 months there. I did 6 months in Diego Garcia, which is a coral atoll in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Diego Garcia. What else did it not? Oh, Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida. There I went to recruiting school and then did almost 4 years of recruiting in Texas. So there's Puerto Rico, 3 years in Puerto Rico. NAS Whidbey Island. My VP squadron, we moved, my last 9 months with that squadron, we moved from Hawaii to Washington State to Whidbey Island. It's north of Seattle. This is the school that I went to right out of boot camp. This was electronics school. 6 months teaching you about electronics. See, is that all of the ones on the back? Okay, and then on the sleeves, so these are all the countries that I visited. There's Japan, the UAE, Bahrain, Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Australia. And then on the other sleeve, so those were countries. On the other sleeve is American states or territories. So you got the US flag, and then Texas, which is where I'm from, but I also did almost 4 years of recruiting duty in Texas. California, where I was born, but I was also stationed in San Diego for almost 4 years on the aircraft carrier. Hawaii, where I was stationed for 7 years. Puerto Rico, where I was stationed for 3 years, and then Guam. We did a couple of stops there to and from the Persian Gulf. Couple left on the bottom pockets. Comics on Duty. This was a comedy show that came in order to help raise morale for us while we were in the Persian Gulf, and so they gave One of the comics gave me this, and then this one here, the USS Midway, which is a retired aircraft carrier that's anchored in the harbor in San Diego. And as part of the astronomy club in San Diego, we would set up our telescopes on the flight deck of the aircraft carrier and let people look through the telescope. So there you go. That's my souvenir military patch jacket.